Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing everyone? How was your day? How is everything? If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Alex, and here on this channel I'm sharing my learning experience with you 100%. Everything that I'm reading, everything that I'm practicing, showing to you on this channel. So in short, my story is as following. Last September I quit my job and I started to do cryptos. The whole technology about blockchain, smart contracts, and everything that comes with it, the applications and the Web3 technology, everything is so impressive to me. It's so amazing. So that's why this year I decided that I want to learn programming so I can go through I can work on that field. My dream job is to work in the blockchain, smart contract, Web3 related field. So I started to learn Python. It's my first programming language that I'm learning. I know nothing about programming at all. This is my first programming language, programming experience. I don't have any background. So this is my first aim of this channel. The second aim is to share with you everything for free. So if you want to learn, or if you can help me, if you want my help somehow, I just want to give for the community anything that I can for free. And if you want to learn, I encourage you to start, even though you're gonna find it so hard and complicated and I don't know, whatever. Just start and it will be okay eventually. And without further ado, we're gonna start with today's tutorial. So I'm following this channel called Programming with Mosh. This guy is really amazing and he explains a lot in a very easy way and lovely, just simple way. If you're a very beginner like myself, this is really helpful. I'm gonna leave the link for this in the description below. So I'm starting from the beginning of the tutorial. It's gonna be 6 hours. So let's hope it's gonna take us like 10 hours to practice. Let's jump into it.
At the time of recording this video, the latest version is Python 3.7.2. Chances are in the future, when you're watching this tutorial, there is a newer version of Python available.
Yeah, I downloaded the newer version, so just go and download the newer version. It's all the same, I guess.
And download Python 3. Alright, now look at your downloads folder. Here we should have Python 3 installer. Simply double click that.
So I'm gonna skip that because I already
take this. This is going to the other.
Yeah, and you are going to download something else called PyCharm. I'm gonna leave the link in the description for you too. I already downloaded that in the last tutorial, so I don't have to go through it.
This window might get in the way. So you can see my name.
Okay.
Like a little window into our program.
I know that is very print is the easiest thing so far. So
more Python, you'll be able to build applications that have a graphical.
That's what I want to do, build applications.
That is a little bit complicated.
I know.
So for now, we're going to use this little terminal window to see the results of our program.
Okay.
So as you can see, my name is printed here. Now, as you write code, this window might get in the way, so you can always resize it or minimize it by clicking this icon here.
Okay.
So this was our first Python program. Now, if you didn't see the result I showed you in this video, use the comment box below and tell me
Brent.
what error you encountered. I'll do my best to help you
Well,
move forward.
come to my channel.
In this Python tutorial, we're going to take this program to the next level. We're going to make it more interesting. So I'm going to show you how to draw a dog here. Now, as part of this tutorial, you will learn
What?
how Python code gets executed, and you will also learn about a few programming terms. So press enter, and on line 2, write another print statement. So print, open and close parentheses, add a quotation. Now here we want to draw a dog. So I don't know, that is the head of our dog, followed by 4 hyphens. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the body. All right. Now one more time, another print statement with quotations. Now we need to draw the legs. So add a space, followed by 4 vertical bars. So like this. So here's a little imaginary dog. Now let's run this program and see what we get. So on the top right corner, you should see this play button. Click that. There you go. So we have our name, and right below that we have our imaginary dog. What you need to understand here is that our Python code gets executed line by line from the top. So
I know that too.
Python
Yeah.
interpreter, that is the program that knows how to translate or interpret our Python code into instructions that a computer can understand.
So I think I know all of the very basic stuff so far because I already watched another tutorial the other day. I spent like, I don't know, like 6-7 hours by that. I'm gonna leave the first tutorial, also the link in the description if you want to check that out. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's gonna help me a lot. And it's gonna help me achieve my dream job. So
executing
I might skip a lot of stuff
line by
here
line
because I
from the
already
top.
know them.
So first it executes line 1, then
What is
moves
this?
on to line 2, and so on.
Let's see what is
We'd
the
love to hear
second
your
one.
story.
Okay. Variables. I think
In
I
this
also
Python
know
tutorial,
this.
we're going to learn about variables, which are one of the most fundamental concepts in programming. They're not specific to Python. They exist in pretty much every programming language out there.
Right.
We use variables to temporarily store data in a computer's memory. Here's an example. Let's type price equals 10. When Python interpreter executes this code, it will allocate some memory, then it will store the number 10 in that memory, and finally it will attach this price label
Yeah.
to that memory location. As a metaphor, imagine we have a box. In that box we have number 10, and price is the label that we put on the box. Now we can use this label anywhere in our
Price
program
equal
to
10.
access the value that we have in that box.
Yeah.
This is a very simplified explanation. So now let's print price on the terminal. Print. Now this time we're not going to add
Price.
quotations, because if we put quotations here, we will see the text price on
It's
the
gonna
terminal,
print
not
the
value
text, yeah, the
of
letters
price.
price, but
Very
you don't
good.
want that. You want the
So,
value.
delete quotations.
I knew that.
Type price. Now let's run this program one more time. There you go. So we
Yeah.
see 10 on the terminal.
Cool.
So this is how we define variables. We start with an identifier, which is the name of our variable, then an equal sign, and finally a value. Now more accurately, when this number 10 is about to be stored in the memory, first it will get converted to its binary representation. So this number 10 that we have is in the decimal system, which has all the digits from 0 to 9. Computers don't understand all these digits. They only understand zeros and ones. So when we store the number 10 in the computer's memory, first it will get converted to its binary representation, which will be a bunch of zeros and ones, like 001, 001, whatever, I don't know. Then it will get stored in the computer's memory. So let's take this program to the next level.
Okay.
On the second line, we can update the value of this price variable. So we can reset it to a new value like 20.
Price
Now when we
20.
run our program, we should see 20, because as I told you
Right.
before, Python interpreter
You're
executes our
updating.
code line by line from the top.
Mhm.
So first we set price to 10, then we reset it to 20, and finally we print it on the terminal. Let's run the program. There you go. So
20.
we see 20.
Cool,
here.
cool, cool.
Okay. Now
So
these
you can
numbers that we
update
have
the
here
code,
are whole
update
numbers
things.
without a decimal point. In programming, we refer to these numbers as integers. So an integer is a number
Integer?
without a decimal point.
I don't know what that
We
means.
can also use numbers with a decimal point. For example, here on line 2, we can define another variable called rating, and we set it to 4.9. Now, in programming, we refer to this kind of number as a floating point number, or float for short. So we have integers and floats. We can also define a variable and set it to a string. For example, name equals
Name
Mosh. We also
equals
have another kind
Alex.
of value, which is called Boolean, which can be true
Oh, wait.
or false. They are like yes and no in English. Here's an example. I'm going to define a variable is underline published. So we use an underscore to separate multiple words in our variable's name. We set this to true or false. These are our Boolean values.
Yeah.
Now, note that Python is a case-sensitive language, which means it's sensitive to lowercase and uppercase characters. So when defining variables, we should always use lowercase letters. But here, false and true are special keywords in the language. So
Right.
if we spell it with a lowercase f, Python doesn't understand it. You can see we have a red underline here, which
But I didn't know that we can use the single quotation mark, not the double quotation mark. I didn't know that. But obviously we can. It's yani, the
indicates an
same.
error.
Didn't know
Make
that.
sure to spell this with a capital F.
Yeah,
or if you
true
wanna
false
set this
needs to
small,
start with
make
capital
sure
letter.
T is capital.
Yeah.
So in this program, we are storing simple values in our computer's memory.
Is
Simple values can be numbers, which can be integers
Sub-
or floats, or they can be
Scribed.
strings or booleans. But in Python, we can also store
Equals
complex
true.
values like
Did
this
you
and
subscribe,
that. So
guys?
that's what I'm going to show you in the
Should.
future.
True. See?
So,
The program
before
says
going
true.
any further,
So you should
I want you to
subscribe.
do a little exercise. Imagine we're going to write a program for a hospital. So we check in a patient named John Smith. He's 20 years old and is a new patient. I
Okay.
want you to define 3 variables here for his name,
Name,
his
age,
and
and
another variable to tell if this is a new
new or
existing
not.
patient.
I can do that.
Pause
Wait.
the
Let
video.
me. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and spend 1 minute on this exercise. When you're done, come back, continue, see my solution.
Okay. Let me test myself. Name equals. Wait. John Smith, right? And then age equals 20. And then wait, is new patient, right? Equals, let's say true. And now look, print name plus plus quotation mark comma and then plus, and after that age, and then plus, let's put it in a different line, print is, or let's say a new patient, right? Or wait, I can do this. If is new patient true, print yes, else, oh wait, here, and we need else, print no. And then plus, I hope this is gonna work. I really hope this is gonna work. Plus what is patient new? Please, oh no. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. Because I want to say a new patient, and then I don't want to say true or false. I want yes or no. So if is new patient true, print yes, else print no. Let's delete this thing. Okay, wait. Let's just put it in the normal way and here. What's going on now? Okay, you are correct. Here. Here. Come on, dude. Dude, just... Oh my god, this is so annoying. Name plus comma plus age. Can only... What? What are you talking about? I have no idea. Oh, Smith, sorry, not you. Not you. Here. Fine, just name plus age. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Print. Fine, I don't know what that is. Int. Fine, print that please. It's not... Damn. Print. Name. Close this. Print. Fucking age. And please work. Again, it's not working. Can only concrete str, not bool. To... What the fuck does that mean? Is fine. Print this. So why I cannot add anything before that? A new patient. Okay. And then here, close this for me. Comma, fine, comma, please, God's sakes. Here. And boom. I've done it. Got it. Amazing, cool. Solution.
All right, so here we need three variables. The first one is the patient's name. We set that to John Smith. We
Okay.
can also call this full name. These are both valid names for our variables. The second variable is for the age of our patient. So age is 20. And finally, we need a variable to tell if this is a new or an existing patient. That's where we can use a Boolean value. So we define a variable is new and we set it to true.
Getting input. Yes.
So you have learned how to print messages on the terminal window. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to receive input from the user. So we're going to write a small program that asks the user's name,
Yeah.
and then it will print a greeting message.
I know,
customized
input.
for that user.
Input.
So instead of print, we're going to use input. Now, both
Input.
this input and print are functions that are built into Python. As a metaphor, think of the remote control of your TV. On this remote control, we have a bunch of buttons. These are the functions built into your TV. You can turn it on, turn it off, change the volume, and so on. In Python, we also have a bunch of functions for common tasks, such as printing messages, receiving input, and so on.
Yeah.
So we're going to use the input function. Now, whenever we have
Everything's
this
working here.
parenthesis, we say we're calling or executing that function. It's like
Cool.
pressing a button on a remote control. So we're going to call the input function, and in between parentheses, we want to add a string to print something on the terminal. What is your name? With a question mark followed by a space. You will see why in a second. So this input function will print this message on the terminal, and then it will wait for the user to enter a value.
Okay.
Whatever the user enters, this input function will return. So now we can get that value and store it in the memory using a variable. So we get the result and put it in a variable called name. Okay? Now, in
Okay.
the second line, we want to print a message like, hi John, or hi Mosh, whatever. So print, quotations,
Print.
with a space. Now, after
Hi,
the quotation,
with a
we want
space.
to dynamically print what we have
Name.
in the name variable.
That's
So
what I
we
tried to
had
do. Didn't
A
work.
plus sign, and then
I did the plus sign. It
so here
didn't
we have
work.
Hi, which is a string. We're
Okay.
concatenating or combining this string with another string.
I
That is
swear
what
I
we have
tried.
in the name variable.
Dude, I swear I tried.
So here's another example of an expression. Remember what is an expression? It's a piece of code that produces a value. So this
Okay.
expression concatenates or combines two strings. Let's run this program and see what happens. So run.
What is your
Okay,
name?
Here's the question.
Let's
What is your
say
name?
Alex.
Mosh. Now, note that
Boom.
earlier
Hi,
we had a
Alex.
space after the question mark. We did this so here in the terminal window, the cursor is separated from the question mark. Otherwise, it would be so close.
Okay.
So let's type whatever here, press enter. Now we get this message, hi Mosh.
Yeah.
Now here's a little exercise for you. I want you to extend this program and ask two questions. First, ask the person's name and then their favorite color. And then print a message like, Mosh likes blue. So pause the video, do this exercise, and then
Cool. Okay. Name. Color equals input. What color do you like? And then print you, oops, sorry, here. You like the color space and then plus color. Boom. Again, something's wrong. It is literally the same. It's literally the same. Why it's not working? Color. Yes. Here. So this works, right? This works. But print you like the color, sorry, color right plus color. Alex black. Hi Alex, you like the color black. Cool. But I can't put two prints on the same line. That's what's wrong.
continue watching.
Okay. Thanks.
All right,
That's
so here's the
helpful.
first question. Right after that, we're going to call the input function one more time. This time we're going to ask a different question. What is your favorite color? Now we get the new value and store it in a variable called color, or we could call it favorite underline color. Either works. And finally, we're going to change what we pass to the print function. So first we print the name, then we concatenate this with a string. Here we're going to type likes. You also put one space before and after likes. And once again, we concatenate this with the favorite color.
I tried to do this, but it didn't work. So I'm gonna try again. Wait. Print. Oh, name plus likes plus color. Right? What is your name? Alex. Oblix? Never mind. Black. Alex. I missed the A. Cool.
So, favorite color. Now let's run this program. So, what is your name? Mosh, enter. Favorite color, blue, enter. We get this message. Mosh likes.
I got it too. Cool. Cool.
Hey guys, Mosh here. I just wanted to let you know that you really don't have to memorize anything in this course because I've put together a cheat sheet with summary notes. So you
Cool.
can quickly review the materials in this course. The link is below this video. So I have done my best to create the best possible Python course on YouTube. And I really appreciate it if you support my hard work by liking this video and sharing it with others so they can learn as
Right
well.
away.
And be
Like.
sure to subscribe to my channel for
Big
more
like.
tutorials like this.
Already.
All
Oh,
right,
I'm not
now
subscribed.
let's move on to
Sorry.
the next tutorial.
Big thanks, Mosh. Big thanks.
In this Python tutorial, we're going to write a program that will ask the year we were born in, and then it will calculate our age and print it on the terminal.
Oh.
So let's start with our input function.
Okay.
Input.
Input.
Let's print birth year, followed by a colon
Birth.
and a space.
Here.
Now let's get the return value and store it in a variable called birth underline year. So as I told you before, we use an underscore to separate multiple words. Next, we need to calculate the age. So we define another variable called age, and here we do some basic math.
Yeah.
Currently we are in 2019. So let's write an expression
Wait. Okay.
like this. 2019 minus birth year.
Minus
Now finally let's print
Minus
age on a terminal.
birth
Let's run our program and see what happens.
here.
So my birth year
And
is
then
1982.
Print.
Enter. Oops, we
age.
got an error. What is going on here? So whenever you see this red message, that means there is something wrong in your program. With the
1994.
information here, we can find exactly where the error occurred.
Mm.
So
What is the
next
error?
to the file, you can see the file that generated this error. In this case, that is app.py. So currently our program has only a single file, but real complex programs often have hundreds or even thousands of files.
Okay.
So in this file, on line 2,
Sorry.
this is where we got this error. And right
Line
below
2.
that, you can see the piece of code that generated this error.
Okay.
That is where we're calculating the age. And right below that, you can see the type of the error. In this case, we have a type error, and here's the message. Unsupported operand types for subtraction. Int and stir. So int is short for integer, and that represents a whole number.
I didn't get this message, dude. Dude. It's not defined. It is defined. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry. Birth year. 1994. Oh, now I got, okay, because I forgot
Stir
something in
is
here.
short for string. So here we're subtracting a string from an integer, and Python doesn't know what to do with it. Let me explain. So I'm going to close the terminal window.
Okay.
So after the first line is executed, we have this birth year variable set to a string. So whatever we type in the terminal is always treated as a string, even if we type a number. In other words, when we run this program, this birth year variable will be set to a string with 4 characters, 1982. This string is different from the actual number 1982. One is an integer, the other is a string. Right? So, back to
Okay.
line 2, where this error occurred. At runtime, which means when we run our program, this expression on the right side of the assignment operator is going to look like this. 2019 minus string 1982. Python doesn't know how to interpret or how to evaluate this expression.
Oh, I
To
see.
fix this problem,
I
we need to
understand.
convert this 1982 into an integer, and then we'll be able to subtract
Like a
it
real
from
number, not
2019.
between
And
quotations
that is
number.
very
Okay.
easy. So far you have learned about two built-in functions. One is print, the other is input.
Input. Right.
We have a few more functions for converting values into different types. So we have int for converting a string into an integer. We also have float for converting a string into a float or a number with a decimal point.
Okay.
And we also have bool for converting a string into a Boolean value. So to fix this problem,
Yeah.
we need to go back on line 2 and pass this birth year variable to the int function like this. Int parentheses like this.
That's all?
So we pass this string to the int function. Int will convert it to an integer, and then
What did I do?
Python interpreter will be able to evaluate this expression. Now let's run this program one more time. So birth year is 1982, enter. So I am 37 years old. In Python, we have a useful function for getting the type of
28.
variables. For example, let's
Cool.
print the type of birth year. So right after line 1, let's print. Now here we're going to call another built-in function called type. And now let's pass birth year. Okay. Now similarly after line 3,
What does that mean?
let's also print the type of age. So print type of age. Okay. Let's run our
Print
program. So birth
type
year, one more time, 1982. Okay. Here's the
age.
result.
Wait,
So
wait,
the
wait,
type-
wait, wait, wait. What is that? I've never heard of that before. 1994 class string class int 28. I have no idea what that is, dude.
Type of birth year, as you can see, is a class of str or string. We'll look at classes in the future, so for now, don't worry about them. And also below that, you can see that the type of the age variable is int or integer. So here's what you need to take away. Whenever you use the input function, you always get a string. So if you're expecting a numerical value, you should always convert that string into either an integer or a float. Now here's a little exercise for you.
Okay.
I want you to write a program, ask the user their weight, and then convert it to kilograms and print it on a terminal. So pause the video, do the exercise, and when you're ready, come back, continue watching.
Oh. Okay. Let's try. I don't know how to do that. Let me try. Wait, let me cheat. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna delete this. Just keep it for now. Weight equals input dude in fucking boot. Enter your weight, right? WEIGHT, right? Okay, let's say, yeah, in pounds, right? And here. Okay, that's the first thing. And then no. Okay, let's say weight in kilo, right? Equals, I don't know how to, wait. I don't know how to convert. Let me check really quickly. How to convert between kilo, and pounds. Now I need the math thing. Now, how to convert between pounds and kilos? Divide the number of pounds you have by 2.20. Okay. So what we need to do to convert between pounds and kilos, from pounds to kilos, we need to divide the number of pounds you have by 2.2046. Let's see that. Int, right? Weight divided by 2046. Okay? And then print weight in kilos, right? Weight kilos. I think this is correct. I hope it's correct. Inbounds, I don't know how much I'm inbound. Let's say 180, I guess. Boom. Or we can write first. No, wait. Sorry. You are right. Boom. What just happened? Fine. Let's say 180. It's not working. All what I changed was because I want to write something before. This is so fucking insane, man. So here's working. All what I want to do is to write something before this number. I don't understand.
All right, so let's use our input function and ask for the weight in pounds. Here we get the weight in lbs or pounds. Now we need to convert this into kilogram. That is very easy. So we define another variable, weight underline kilogram or kg. We set this to weight underline lbs times 0.45.
Oh,
and finally, let's print
interesting.
weight underline kilogram. Let's run this Python program and see what happens. So my weight is 160. All right, once again we got an error. Can't multiply sequence by non-int of type float.
You need to put
So as I told you
int,
before,
the function
this
int.
input function returns a string, so we cannot multiply a string by a float. Python doesn't know what to do with it. So in this case, we should convert this number to an integer or a float and
Right.
then multiply it by 0.45.
Right.
So let's call the int function and pass weight underline lbs and run our program one more time. 160. Okay, so I am 72 kilograms.
Okay.
In this tutorial, you're going to learn more about Python strings. So I've defined this course variable and set it to Python for beginners. Now, earlier I told you that you can use both single and double quotes to define a string. But there are times that you have to use a specific form, otherwise you're going to run into issues. Here's an example. Imagine we want to change this string into Python's course for beginners. So we want to add an apostrophe. like this. Python's course for beginners. You can
Hmm.
immediately see this is going crazy because our
Yeah.
string starts here and then terminates here. All these characters that we have after the second
Right.
apostrophe,
Right.
Python
Right.
interpreter doesn't know what they are. So to solve this problem, we need to use double quotes to define our string so we can have a single quote in the middle of the string. So
Oh.
let's change this to double quotes. Now you can see it adds another double quote to close it. We have
Oh.
to manually remove this. And also one more time at the beginning of the string, we need to add another double quote.
Interesting. Yeah, it
Now you can
works.
see the error is gone. So if we print course, we see Python's course for beginners. Beautiful.
Boom.
let's say we
Oh,
don't want
wait.
this
Hey,
apostrophe.
hey. Where is it? Oh, sorry. Print. I forgot that. My bad. Sorry. Yep. Boom. We got it.
Here. So we have Python for beginners,
Yeah.
but we want to put beginners in double quotes. Once again, if you add a double quote here, Python interpreter gets confused because it assumes the second double quote indicates the end of our string, so it doesn't know
Right.
what these characters are.
Right.
So to solve this, we need to change our double quotes to single quotes like this, and then we can add double quotes in the middle.
Oh,
of the string.
okay.
Now let's run this program. There you go. So we get Python for beginners.
Right. Okay.
So these are the cases for using single or double quotes.
Right.
Now, in all the examples I've shown you so far, we only deal with short strings. But what if you want to define a string that is multiple lines? For example, what if you want to define a string for the message that we send in an email? In that case, we need to use triple quotes. So let me delete this. Now we add 3 quotes. So 1, 2, 3. There you go. So we have 3 quotes to start our string and 3 to terminate it.
Okay.
Again, these quotes can be single or double quotes. Okay. Now with this, we can define a string that
It
spans
works.
multiple lines. For example, we can say, "Hi John. Here is our first email to you. Thank you. The support
Hey, man.
team." Like that. Now, let's run this program and
Don't
here's the result.
forget to
get this beautiful multi-line string.
subscribe.
Now let's change this back to something simple.
See ya.
So we can
Thanks.
look at other characteristics of strings in Python. So
Here.
I'm going to use single quotes
Boom.
and
We got
set
it.
the course name to Python for beginners. Now here we can use square brackets to get a character at a given index. in this
Okay.
string. Let me show you. So to get the first character, we use square brackets and type 0. So the index of the first character in this string is 0. In other words, this is how Python strings are indexed. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So the index of the first character
Right.
is 0. The second character
I know
is 1,
this.
and so on.
I already know
So
that
let me
from the other
delete this
course.
And run this program. We get P. We can also use a negative index here. And this is one of the features that we don't have in other programming languages, as far as I know. So with a negative index, we can get the characters starting from the end. So if I pass -1 here, assuming that 0 is the index of the first character, -1 is the index of the last character. So when we run this program, we should see S. Let's run it. There you go. We get S. If we pass -2, this will return the second character from the end. Let's run it one more time. Now we get R because that is the second character from the end. Okay? So pay close attention to this square bracket syntax because quite often it's the topic for online Python tests or university exams. So if you're preparing for a Python test, make sure to watch this tutorial one more time and understand exactly how this square bracket syntax works. We can also use a similar syntax to extract a few characters instead of just one character. For example, if we type 0:3, Python interpreter will return all the characters starting from this index all the way to this second index, but it does not return the character at this index. In other words, back to these indexes, so we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. When we run this program, Python interpreter will return the characters starting from index 0 all the way to index 3, but excludes the character at index 3. So when we run this Python program, we're going to see Pyt. Let me show you. So I'm going to delete this line, run this program. There you go. We get Python. Now here we also have default values for the start and end index. So if we don't supply the end index, Python will return all the characters to the end of the string. Let's take a look. So run this program. There you go. We get Python for beginners. But if we change the start index to 1, this will exclude the first character. So when we run this program, we see YTHON. So P is removed. Okay. Now similarly, we have a default value for the start index. So if we don't supply the start
What if we
index,
skipped a little
the
bit?
expression will return all the characters. Program text is pretty is to define a variable negative for from to the second e. Let's take a look. So I'm going to run this program. Part variables formatted
Formatted strings. Okay, cool.
In this tutorial, we're going to look at formatted strings in Python programming language. Formatted strings are particularly useful in situations where you want to dynamically generate some text with your variables. Let me show you. Let's say we have two variables, first name and last name. So first, we set this to John, and last, we set this to Smith. Now it's better to call these variables first name and last name because they're more descriptive. But here I'm using shorter names because I want you to see the entire code on the screen. So let's say with these two variables, we want to generate some text like this. John, in square brackets, Smith is a coder. Let's say we want to print this on a terminal. How do we do this? Well, we define another variable like message. Now here we add the first name. Now we need to concatenate this with a string that contains a space and a square bracket. Next, we need to add the last name. Then we need to add a string that contains the closing square bracket, followed by is a coder. Okay. So
Wait. Let me try to do that. Message equals first plus again, right? And then here, nope, here, and then plus last again, here, and is a coder, right? Okay.
if we print message and run this program, we see John Smith is a coder, right? Now, while this approach
No, wait. No, it's not working. It is not working for me. Why? Why it's not working? First, okay. Well, this is not the error, but anyway.
perfectly works, it's not ideal because as our
It's not working again. I don't know why. I don't understand.
text gets more complicated, it becomes harder to visualize the output. So someone else reading this code, they have to visualize all these string concatenations in their head. This is where we use formatted strings. They make it easier for us to visualize the output. So I'm going to define another variable, let's say MSG, short for message.
It is not working. Well, everything is perfect here. So What is wrong with it? Okay. Okay. I just forgot this plus. This little tiny plus sign. That's all. Okay.
Message and set this to a formatted string. A formatted string is one that is prefixed with an F. So F quotes. Now in between the quotes, first we want to add the value of the first name variable. So we add curly braces and here we type first. Next we add a space, we add our square brackets. In between the square brackets, we want to display the last name. So once again we add curly braces and type last. And finally here we type is a coder. So this is what we call a formatted string. With these curly braces, we're defining placeholders or holes in our string. And when we run our program, these holes will be filled with the...
It's not working for me. Okay, this is extra. Right? Here. Here. This one. Yeah. Right? Is a coder. Okay.
value of our variables. So here we have two placeholders or two holes in our string. One is for the value of our first name variable and the other is for the value of the last name variable. Like compare this formatted string with string concatenation. With this formatted string, we can easily visualize what the output looks like, right? Now let's print this on the terminal to make sure we get the exact same output. So let's print message. There you go. So John Smith is a coder.
Again, it's not working. Dude, what I'm doing wrong here? Sorry, the quotation marks.
Visualize what the output looks like, right? Now let's print this on the terminal to make sure we get the exact same output. So let's print message.
Okay.
There you go. So John Smith is a coder. So to define formatted strings, prefix your strings with an F and use curly braces to dynamically insert values into your strings.
Okay.
In this Python tutorial, I'm going to show you some really cool things you can do with Python strings. So let's start by defining a variable, course, and we set that to Python for beginners. Now to calculate the number of characters in this string, we can use a built-in function called len. So len, we give it this course variable, and then we can print the result. Let's run this program. So as you can see, we have 20 characters in this string. This is particularly useful when we receive input from the user. For example, you have noticed that when you fill out a form online, each input field quite often has a limit. For example, you might have 50 characters for your name. So using this len function, we can enforce a limit on the number of characters in an input field. If the user types in more characters than we allow them, we can display an error. Okay? Now,
Interesting.
this len
That's
function is another function built into Python. It's a general purpose function, so it's not limited to counting the number of characters in a string. In the future, when we look at lists, I'm going to show you that we can use this function to count the number of items in a list. So it's a general purpose function.
good. Okay.
Now, we also have functions specific to strings. For example, we have functions for converting all these characters to uppercase or lowercase. To access these functions, we use the dot operator. Let me show you. So, first we type course, then dot. Look, these are all the functions that are specific to strings.
Wow.
Now, in more accurate terms, we refer to these functions as methods. This is a term in
Okay.
object-oriented programming that we'll look at in the future. But for now, what I want you to take away is that when a function belongs to something else or is specific to some kind of object, we refer to that function as a method. For example, here we have this function, upper, for converting this string into uppercase. Now, more accurately, because this function is specific to strings, we refer to this as a method.
Okay.
In contrast, len and print are general purpose functions They don't belong to strings or numbers or other kinds of objects.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is the difference between functions and methods.
Everything is
Now,
good
let's look
here.
at this upper method.
Cool.
So let's print the result and run our program. There you go. We get all these characters displayed in uppercase. Now note that this method does not change or modify our original string. In fact, it creates a new string and returns it. So if we print our course variable right after we call the upper method, you can see that our course variable still has its original form. So let's run this program one more time. There you go. Look.
Print course dot upper. Okay.
This is our original course variable. It's not modified. Now,
Okay.
similar to the upper method, we have another method for converting a string into lowercase. So let me show you. Print course dot lower. Now let's run the program. So on the second line, you can see all characters are in lowercase. Now there are times that you want to
Yeah.
find a
Yeah.
character or
Here.
a sequence of character in a string. In those situations, you can use the find method. So let me delete these few lines. We call course dot find. Here we pass a character, let's say P, and this will return the index of the first occurrence of that character. Let me show you. So let's print the result. We get 0 because the index of the first capital P in our string is 0. As another example, if we pass a lowercase o here, let's see what we get. We get 4 because the index of this o here is 4. Now, note that the find method is case sensitive, so it's sensitive to lowercase and uppercase characters. As an example, if we pass an uppercase o here and run this program, we get -1 because we don't have an uppercase o anywhere in this string. Okay? We can also pass a sequence of characters. For example, we can pass beginners with a capital B. Let's run this program. We get 11 because the word beginners starts at index 11. Now we also have a method for replacing a character or a sequence of characters, and that is called replace. So let's change find to replace. Let's say we want to replace beginners with absolute beginners. So we add a comma to pass a second value to this function, or more accurately, this method. We add a string. Here I'm going to pass absolute beginners. Okay, now let's run this program. So we get Python for absolute beginners. Again,
Let me
this
see,
method,
let me see.
like
Wait,
the
wait,
find
wait, wait.
method, is case
Boom!
sensitive.
It's
So
working,
if you
dude.
pass
I'm learning.
beginners
I am
or
learning. I feel happy
lowercase,
about that.
this method is
Cool,
not
cool,
going
cool.
to find this exact word in our string, so it's not going to replace it with absolute beginners. Let's take a look. So I'm going to run the program one more time.
Yeah, because it doesn't
Look,
start with a
we
bigger
still get
letter.
Python for
Capital
beginners.
letter.
We can also replace a single character. For example, we can replace capital P with, let's say, capital J. Now, when we run this program,
JSON.
Python for beginners. So these are the find and replace methods.
Cool.
And one last thing I want to show you in this tutorial.
Yeah.
There are times that you want to check the existence of a character or a sequence of characters in your string. In those situations, you use the in operator. So let's say we want to know if this string contains the word Python. We can write an expression like this. String Python space in space course. So we're checking to see if Python is in the course variable. Now this is an expression that produces a Boolean value, like a true or false. So we refer to this expression as a Boolean expression. Now if we print this on the terminal, we should get true. And by the way, let me delete the second line. We don't need it anymore. So run the program, we get true. But if I change this capital P to a lowercase p and run the program, we get false because we don't have this exact sequence of characters in our string.
True.
Now note that the difference between the in operator and the find method is that our find method returns the index of that character or sequence of characters.
Yeah.
But the in operator produces a Boolean value. Do we have this or not? So that's the difference. Now let's quickly recap all the cool things you learned to do with strings in this tutorial. We can use the len function to count the number of characters in a string.
Right.
This is a general purpose function built into Python. We also have specific functions for strings, which we refer to as methods. These include upper for converting a string into uppercase. You also have lower and title methods. You learn about the find method, which returns the index of a character or sequence of characters. We have the replace method for replacing characters and words in a string. And finally, you learn about the in operator. So some characters in a string.
Right. Okay.
So you have learned that in Python programming language, we have two types of numbers. Integers, which are whole numbers, like 10, they don't have a decimal point. And floating point numbers, or floats, which are numbers with a decimal point. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to look at the arithmetic operations supported in Python language. These are the same arithmetic operations that we have in math. We can add numbers, multiply them, and so on. So let's look at a few examples. We can print 10 plus 3. So this is the addition operator. We also have subtraction. We have multiplication. We have two kinds of division. Here's one with a forward slash. Let's run this program and see what we get. We get a floating point number. But we also have another division operator for getting an integer. So if we add another slash here and run this program, we get an integer.
Oh, sorry.
We have another operator called modulus, which is a percent sign, and this returns the remainder of the division. So when we run this program, we should get 1. There you go. And one last operator we have here is exponent, which is the power. So that is indicated with 2 asterisks, and this will return 10 to the power of 3. So let's run this program, we get 1,000.
Boom.
So these are the arithmetic operators in Python programming language. Now for all these operators that you learned, we have an augmented assignment operator. That is very useful. Let me show you. So let's say we have a variable called x. We set it to 10. Now we want to increment this by 3. We'll have to write code like this. X, we set this to x plus 3. So Python interpreter will add 10 to 3. The result is 13, and then it gets stored into x again. So when we print x, we should see 13. There you go. So this is how we can increment a number, right? Now, augmented assignment operator is a way to write the same code but in a shorter form. This is how it works. We type x plus equals 3. What we have on line 3 is exactly like what we have on line 2.
3.
So this is what we call the augmented assignment operator. We have augmented or enhanced the assignment operator. Now in this particular case, we are incrementing a number using the augmented assignment operator, but we can also subtract or multiply a number by a given value. For example, let's delete what we have on line 2. We can type subtract equal 3. So here we are subtracting 3 from x. When we run this program, we should see 7. There you go. Now let me ask you a question.
7,
I'm gonna
correct.
clear all this code here.
All
Run
right.
x and set it to 10 plus 3 times 2. What do you think is the result of this expression? This is a very basic math question that unfortunately a lot of people fail to answer. The answer
3
is
plus 2, 6, plus 10,
because in
16.
math we have this concept called operator precedence, which means the order of operations. So the multiplication operator
You
has
need
a
to
higher
start with that.
precedence, so
Right.
it's applied first, which
Right.
means 3
And
by
then
2
you add the
is
10.
executed first.
Right.
The result is 6, and then it's added to 10. That is why x should be 16 after we run this code. Let's verify that. So print x, run the program, x is 16. So this is what we call operator precedence. It's just a basic math concept. It's not
Right.
Python programming language. So all the other programming languages behave the same way. So here's the order. First, we have the exponentiation, which is the power, like 2 to the power of 3.
Right.
Then we have multiplication or division. And finally, we have addition or
Plus
subtraction.
minus. Yeah.
This is the order of operations. Let me show you another example. Here, I'm going to add the exponentiation operator. So 2 to the power of 2. Once again, what do you think is the result of this expression? Pause the video and think about it for a few seconds. The answer is
22.
Because
Yeah,
the exponentiation
found it.
operator takes precedence. So first, 2 to the power of 2 is executed. The result is 4. Then 4 is multiplied by 3.
12.
12. And finally,
Plus
12 is
10,
added
22.
to
Right.
So x should be 22. So let's run this program and verify this. So I'm going to delete these lines here, run the program. There you go. X is 22.
Yeah.
Now let me bring back these rules here. We can also use parentheses to change the order of operations. So if we have parentheses, it always takes priority. In this case, we can add parentheses around 10 plus 3. So this piece of code will be executed
Yeah,
first.
this is like very
So
old
it's
math,
13.
man.
Then the exponentiation operator will be executed. So 2 to the power of 2 is 4.
Right.
And finally, 4 is multiplied by 13. Now here's a little exercise for you. I'm going to set x to parentheses 2
Yeah.
plus 3
2 plus
times
3.
10 minus 3. What is the result of this? Pause the video and think about it for a few seconds.
5 times 10, that is 50, minus 3,
So you learn
47.
that parentheses always overrides the order. So this
47.
piece of code is executed first. The result is 5. Then, between the multiplication and subtraction, you know that multiplication takes precedence. So next, 5 will be multiplied by 10. The result is 50. And finally, we have the subtraction.
47.
So 50 minus 3 will be 47.
Boom. I'm
Let's
smart.
verify this. Print x, run the program. There you go. I hope you guessed it right. So this is all about operator precedence. It's a very important topic, and I see it quite often in Python tests. So if you're preparing for a Python test, make sure to watch this tutorial one more time.
Math functions. Let's see.
In this tutorial, we're going to look at a few useful functions for working with numbers. Let's start by defining a variable like x and set it to 2.9. Now to round this number, we can use the built-in round function. So we call the round function, give it x, and then print the result. Let's run this program.
Oh, sorry. I
So
didn't.
we get
Wait. What does that mean? Sorry, here. Like it gets to the closer number?
We have another useful built-in function called ABS, which is short for absolute. And this is the absolute function that we have in math. We give it a value, and it always returns the positive representation of that value, even if that value is negative. Here's an example. Let's call the ABS function and give it negative 2.9. When we run this program, we're going to see 2.9 on the terminal. So let's go ahead. There you go. So absolute always returns a positive number. Now technically in Python we have a handful of built-in functions for performing mathematical operations. If you want to write a program that involves complex mathematical calculations, you need to import the math module. A module in Python is a separate file with some reusable code. We use these modules to organize our code into different files. As a metaphor, think of a supermarket. When you go to a supermarket, you see different sections for fruits and vegetables, cleaning products,
Right.
junk food, and so on.
Yeah.
Each section in a supermarket is like a module in Python. So in Python, we have this math module, which contains a bunch of reusable functions for performing mathematical calculations. So let me show you how to use this module. On the top, we type import math, all in lowercase. With this, we can import the math module. Now math is an
Import
object, like a string,
Math.
so we can access its functions, or more accurately, its methods, using the dot operator. So if you type math dot, look, these are all the mathematical functions available in this module.
Wow.
For example, we can call the ceil method to get the ceiling of a number. So if we pass 2.9 here, and then print the result, we should see 3. Let me delete all this other code here. All right, let's run this program. There you go. So we get 3. Another use.
Oh, I got 2.8. Wait. I wanna try this. Let's check. Print. Wait. Print here and here. Right? 3. Correct.
Full method is the floor method, so let's give that a try. Floor of 2.9. What do you think we're going to get? We get 2. Now, there's so many functions built in this module, and we don't really have time to go through all of them.
Right.
But let me show you how you can learn about them on your own. Open up your browser and search for Python 3 Math module. Make sure to add the version, Python 3. Because the math module in Python 2 is slightly different from the math module in Python 3. So, Python 3 math module. Now here, you can see the documentation for this module. Let's go. Let's have a look. If you scroll down, you can see the list of all the functions and their explanation. So as an exercise, I encourage you to spend 5 minutes, have a quick look at this documentation, see what functions are there for you in case you need them.
Okay.
In this tutorial, I'm going to talk to you guys about if statements in Python. If
Oh, I
statements
like
are
this.
extremely important in programming and allow us to build programs that can make decisions based on some conditions. So
Right.
if some condition is true, we're going to do certain things. Otherwise, we're going to do other things.
Right.
Here's an example. Over here, I've got this text file with a bunch of rules for our program. If it's a hot day, perhaps we want to tell the user it's a hot day, so make sure to drink plenty of water. Otherwise, if it's cold, so here's another condition. If this condition is true, we're going to tell the user it's a cold day, so wear warm clothes.
Right.
And otherwise, if it's neither hot or cold, we want to tell the user it's a lovely day.
It's a lovely day
Let me show
indeed.
you how to write a program that simulates these
Let's
rules.
do it.
So, back to our program here. We start by defining a Boolean variable
Yeah.
is underline hot. We set this to true. Next, we add an if statement. So if, here we need to add a condition. In this case, we're going to use our Boolean variable. So is underline hot.
Is
Now,
underline
if this value is
hot.
not true, then we're going to do certain things. In this case, we want to tell the user, hey, it's a hot day.
It's a
drink
hot
plenty
day.
of water. So back to our program. After our condition, we add a colon. Now note that when I press enter, PyCharm automatically indents the
Right.
cursor.
Yeah.
Now any code that we write here will be executed if this condition
It's
is
true.
Otherwise, it will be ignored. Here's an example.
Okay.
Let's write a print statement. Here I'm going to use double quotes because I want to use an apostrophe in our string. So it's a hot day. Now let's press enter. You can see the cursor is still indented. That means we can write more code that will be executed if this condition is true.
Right.
In this case, let's say we don't want to write any extra code. So to terminate this block, we need to press Shift and Tab. Now the cursor is at the beginning of the line. So let's write
What?
a print
Wait,
statement
wait. Shift
with a
and
message
tab.
like enjoy your day. Now when we run this program, because this condition is true, we're going to say this message followed by this second message. Take a look. So run. There you
Could you please just give me a second because this is not working for me. Cool. Yeah. Sorry.
It's
Yes.
a hot day. Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your
If I
day.
go over here and change this Boolean value to false and run the program again, our first message disappears and we
False.
only see the second message. Enjoy.
Enjoy your day
So
because
this is how if statements work.
yeah.
Now back here we can add another print statement. Let's say drink plenty
Print.
of water. Now because this print statement is also indented, it will be executed if this condition is true. So I'm going to revert is hot to true
Plenty of
and run the program one more
water.
time. There you go. So it's a hot day,
Here.
drink plenty of
True.
water, and enjoy your day.
Boom.
All right, now let's add a second rule here.
Yeah.
If it's hot, we're going to execute these two lines. Otherwise, if it's not hot, we want to print a different message.
Right.
So here, we remove the indentation and type else
Else.
colon.
Colon.
Now, when we press enter, once again, our cursor is indented. So the code that we write here will be executed
Only if
this
it's
condition
false.
is not true.
Mm-hmm.
So here we can print, it's a cold day, print, wear
Cold day.
warm clothes. Now let's run our program one more time.
Print
So we get the messages about a hot day
Wear
followed by enjoy your day.
warm
We don't see any messages about a cold
clothes.
day. Now, if we go back here on the top and change this boolean
It's
value
the
to
same.
false, run our
False.
program, we see different set of messages. It's a cold day,
Cold day. Wear warm
warm and
clothes.
enjoy your day.
I
But
forgot
there's a
to see
problem with
in
our
here.
program.
Yeah.
If it's not hot, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's cold. Maybe it's a lovely day. So the absence of heat doesn't mean it's cold. Back to our conditions. Here on line 4, we have this rule that says if it's a cold day, then print these messages. Otherwise, if it's neither hot or cold, then say it's a lovely day.
How can
So,
you say it's
implement
not
this
true or
rule.
false? Because there's
Need to go
only two
back
options,
After
right?
5, and define another variable. So let's say is underline cold. We set this to true. Now here we need to add a second condition. So after our first if statement, we can use an elif statement to define a second condition. Here's how it works. So elif, which is short for else if or otherwise if. Now here we add another condition. So is cold. So if it's cold, we want to execute these two lines. So let's cut these from here and move them under our second condition. And
Okay.
finally, if none of these conditions are true, we want to print a different message. It's a lovely day. So right now, is hot is false, is cold is true. So when we run this program,
It's a
Python
lovely day.
interpreter is going to execute the first if statement. In this case, because our condition is false, these two lines will be ignored. Then Python interpreter will look at line 7. It will evaluate this condition. In this case, is cold is true. So we're going to see these two messages on the terminal. Now, in this case, because one of these conditions was true, this else statement will be ignored. So we are not going to see this message. And finally, as before, we're always going to see this message.
Right.
So let's run our program. There you go. It's a cold day. Wear warm clothes.
Right.
And enjoy your day.
Because here's true,
Now-
here's false.
Back to the top. If we change is cold to false, it's neither hot nor cold.
Nor
so it's going to
cold.
be a lovely day. Let's run the program, and here you go.
Boom.
It's a lovely day. Enjoy your day. So this is
Amazing.
the basic of using if statements. As you can see, they're very useful in programming, and with these, we can build all kinds of rules into our programs. Okay, here's an exercise for you. Imagine the price of a house is $1 million. Now, if the buyer has good credit, they need to put down 10% of the price of this property. Otherwise, they need to put down 20%.
Wait.
Write a program with these rules.
Wait.
Play the down payment. And here you go. It's a lovely day. Enjoy your
Right. So,
So this is the basic of using if statements. As you can see, they're very useful in programming. And with these, we can build all kinds of rules into our programs. Okay, here's an exercise for you. Imagine the price of a house is $1 million. Now, if the buyer has good credit, they need to put down 10% of the price of this property. Otherwise, they need to put down 20%. Write a program with these rules and display the down payment required for a buyer with good credit.
print the down payment. Let me try. Okay. So here, good credit, right? Bad credit. All right. Let's just give it a second. Okay, I got it. If good credit print, you need to put down 10%. Sorry, 10%. Hey, 10%, yeah. And else, we don't need else if, we just need else. Print else print, you need to put down 20%. Print wait, which is sorry, which is now here plus, which is plus oh, we need to put here cost equals 123 123 1 million, so 10%. No, how can I put 10%? 10% of, no, wait, I want to put it as a mathematical equation, which is 10% cost, right? Is it? Here, print, which, oh, sorry, which is plus 20% cost. Thank you for calling us. Thank you for calling us. Please, of course, there's something wrong. Of course. Oh, yeah. Go credit. Let's say true. Sorry, wait. True. False. Boom. Something is wrong. Wait. Cost 1 equals 10% of cost. Cost 1. Wait, and here cost 2 equals 20% of cost. Again, so here cost 2, please work again. Oh no, you are completely right. I should delete this and I should delete that. Boom, it's not working. Why it's not working? Oh, A and T, right? Cost. E and T. Cost. please. It's not working again. Print, which is plus cost. Why it's not working? Come on, what's wrong with you? Come on. What is going on? Can only str, not int. There is no int nor str. What are you talking about? For fucking sake. Okay. Wait, int here and here. Boom. It's not working. I don't know what's wrong. I have no idea what is wrong. Just write the cost. Cost. Yes, just write the cost. It's incorrect. Why? Why? Just why? Why it's incorrect? Fine. I'll put it in another, whatever that is. Boom. Again, it's incorrect. Why? Expected str got int instead. Okay, fine. str. Do you think this is gonna work now? str. Fine. I want 10% of cost. Now here, if the problem was with str, then it's fixed cost. No, which is, thank you for calling us. You need to put 10%, put down 10%, which is no. This way. This way. What is that? What is that supposed to mean? Okay. Wait, I can fix it. Dude, I'm not giving up, okay? I am not giving up. 20. It is going to work. Boom! I got it. Yes! That's how it's gonna be. Yes! I got it. So, you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna ask a question. Equal input is your credit is your credit. Do you have good credit? Wait. Do you have good credit? No, wait. I think it's not gonna, no, wait, I messed up, wait. No. Wait. Let's just stick with the basic thing because I think I made something cool. And if we change this to false and true, no, is it? Goes to, wait. No. 5. Boom. Amazing. Got it.
You will see my solution next. Alright, let's define a variable for the price of this house. So
Okay.
price. We set this to 1 million. So 1 with 6 zeros. Next, we need a variable to tell
I did
if this
it,
buyer
here.
has good credit. So has good credit.
Good
And we set
credit.
this to true. Now we need an if statement. So if has good credit is true, colon. Here we need to calculate the
Oh,
down
we don't
payment.
need this,
So
right?
down underline payment should be equal to 0.1 times the price. That is 10% of the price of this property.
Right.
Otherwise, colon, the down payment should be 0.2 times price. Finally, we remove the indentation and print. Here we can use a formatted string. First we add a label, down payment, colon, and right after that we add a placeholder or a hole for our down payment variable. So curly braces, down payment. Let's run this program. So down payment for a buyer with good credit is $100,000. Now let's improve this by adding a $sign before this number. So back to our formatted string, just before the curly brace, I'm going to add a $sign. Let's run this one more time. That is better.
Oof. Guys,
In this
let's
tutorial,
take a break. We spent like an hour already. Let's take a small break. I'm gonna refill my water bottle. And I'm gonna put you some music so you can enjoy the time while you're waiting and listen to some music. Let's try to switch the song, change the song, anything else. Okay, be right back in... Sorry, be right back in 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Let's continue with the tutorial. I've done it differently here. I mean, it's so interesting to me how you can just make things in a different way. Obviously, his way in the tutorial was much easier than mine, but I'm impressed of myself. How did I do it? It's really like, yeah, it's just amazing to me how you can use multiple ways to do the same thing. Some of them easier, some of them faster, some of them more, I don't know. Yeah, let's see.
I'm going to talk to you guys about the logical operators in Python. We
Okay.
use these operators in situations where we have multiple conditions. Here's an example. Let's say we're building an application for processing loans. If an applicant has high income and good credit, then they're eligible for loan.
Okay.
In this example, we have two conditions.
Two
One is
conditions,
having
yes.
high income, and the other is having good credit. So if both these conditions are true, then the applicant is eligible for loan. So this is where we use the logical AND operator. We use this operator to combine two conditions. And by the way, this is not specific to Python programming language. Pretty much any programming language that supports if statements
Yeah.
also supports the logical operators. So back to our program, let's define two variables. Has high income, we set this to true, and another one has
Has
credit,
high
also set this to true. Now our
income
if statement
equals
has high income
true,
is true, and
has
good credit is
Wait,
also
wait.
true.
Good
Then we're gonna print
credit
eligible
equals
for loan.
true.
So this is where we're using the AND operator.
Okay.
So if both these
Sorry. You
conditions are
you
true,
start. You
then
go.
this message will be printed. If one of them is
If
false, we're not going to see this message.
Has
Let's try this out. So I'm going to run this
high
program. So we see eligible for loan. If we
high
change
income
either of these conditions
and
to false and run the program again,
has
look, the message
good
disappeared. So this is the
credit
logical AND operator. We also have the logical OR. We use that in
print
situations where you want to do certain things if at least one of the conditions is true. For example, let's change
for
the rule
loan.
for this program such that if
Boom.
the applicant has high income or good credit, then they're eligible for loan.
Oh, yeah.
So if either or both these conditions are true, then the applicant is eligible. Now, back to our program.
Here it's not working
implement
because
this
one of
rule
them
by
is
using
false,
the
but
logical OR
here
operator. So
if we put
simply
it
replace
or
and
as
or.
he's saying,
Now when we run this program, we're going to see this message because at least
Boom.
one of our conditions
Yes.
is true.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. Or if we
So the
change this
applicant
to
is eligible
true
for loan
and
because
then
they have good credit.
we change this
If we
to
change this to
false,
But set the other condition to true and run the program.
Right,
We still see
still.
the same result. But
But
if
here,
both these conditions are false,
false,
then we're not going to see this message anymore.
empty. Yeah,
So
you're
this
not
is the difference
eligible.
between these operators.
Yeah.
With the logical AND,
Sorry, I'm gonna close the window because it's so cold in here. Yeah.
operator, both conditions should be true. With the logical OR operator, at least one condition should be true. We also
Yeah.
have another logical operator called NOT, and that basically inverses any Boolean value we give it. If we give it a true Boolean value, it converts it to false. For
Okay.
example, let's make up a new rule. If applicant has good credit and doesn't have a criminal
Oh,
record,
right.
they're eligible for a loan. Let me
Let's
show
see.
you how to implement this.
Criminal.
So we go back to our program. In
Criminal
this example, we don't need the first variable, so let's delete that.
record
Let's set this variable to true.
equals
We also define
true.
another
Let's say.
variable like has criminal record. And we set this
Ah,
to
criminal
false.
with I.
Now we want to check to see if this applicant has good credit and not a criminal record. This is where we use the not operator. So if they have good credit
Yes.
and
High
not
income.
criminal record. So in this example,
And
has
not.
criminal record is set to false. when we use the not operator,
Let's
this
say
basically gets
criminal
changed to
record.
true. So we'll have two conditions that are true.
Criminal
Here's
record.
one, and
It's not gonna
here's
work
another
because
one.
it's
Our
true,
applicant is
but here,
eligible for loan.
right,
And when we run this program, we see
it's not gonna work because here's
this
false and
familiar
here,
message. However,
sure.
if an applicant has
Boom.
criminal record, so let's change this to true. Now, when we run this program, we can see our applicant is not eligible.
My question is, can we put the three of them at once? So let's say if has high income and has good credit and not has criminal record. Yes. Oh, we can put
Because
three
when
of
we
them.
apply
Interesting.
the not operator on this variable, we'll get false. So true changes to false.
Okay.
And we'll end up with two conditions. One is true and the other is false.
Okay.
So the result is false.
Cool.
And that's why this message is not printed. So this is all about the logical operators in Python.
Yeah.
In this tutorial, I'm going to talk to you guys about the comparison operators in Python. We use
Okay.
comparison operators in situations where we want to compare a variable with a value. For example,
What do you
if
mean?
temperature is greater than 30, then we want to print it's a hot day.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it's less than 10, it's a cold day. Otherwise, it's neither hot nor cold. And by
Yeah.
the way, here I'm talking about Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So, to build these rules into our program, we need to use comparison operators.
Okay.
Back to app.py. I'll define this temperature variable. Let's write an if statement. If
Wait. Let me just. Temp equals. It's just faster, you know.
temperature
30 up here. 30. Sorry.
now we want to check to see if this is greater than
If
30.
temp
So we use the greater than operator. If this is greater than 30,
greater than
wanna print
30.
it's a hot day.
Print.
Otherwise,
It's
let's
a
just print it's
hot
not
day.
hot day. Now when we run this
Else
program, we're going to see the second message because 30
print
is not greater than 30. So our
it's
first condition evaluates
not
to false. Let's verify
a
that. So
hot
run,
day.
it's not a hot day.
Is it? It's not.
Now
No.
we change the temperature to 35 and run this again. We're gonna see a different
35.
message. It's a hot day. So this is where we use
It's a hot day.
comparison operator.
Yes.
Now what we have here, as you know, is an expression because it's a piece of code that produces a value.
Yeah.
So more accurately, this is a Boolean expression.
Okay.
So this is the greater than operator. We also have greater than or equal to. We have less than or equal to. Here's the equality operator. So if the temperature equals to 30, then we can say it's a hot day. Note that this is different from the assignment operator that has only one equal sign. You can see
Right.
if we use one equal sign here,
Right.
we immediately get this red underline because this is simply an assignment statement. We're changing the value of the temperature. We're
Right.
setting the value of the temperature variable to 30. We are not comparing it with something else. So we don't have a Boolean expression. We are not producing a Boolean value. Okay?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Our
Okay. Got
equality
it.
operator has two equal signs. And finally we have not equal, which is an exclamation followed by an equal sign.
Not equal.
Now here's an exercise for you. You've probably seen that when you fill out a form online, sometimes the input fields have validation messages. For example, let's say we have an input field for the user to enter their name. Now if the name is less than 3 characters long, we want to display a validation error like name must be at least 3 characters. Otherwise, if the name is more than 50 characters long, then we want to display a different validation error like name can be a maximum of 50 characters. Otherwise, if the name is between 3 and 50 characters, then we just want to tell the user that name looks good.
Okay.
So go ahead and write a program to implement these rules.
Okay. I got that. Name. Let's say character. Name characters. 50. No. I don't know. name character input, enter your name. Oh, wait, name. That's it. Oh no. Is it? No, something's wrong. Wait. Something doesn't feel right about this. I see. Well, let's delete this. Okay. Name equals 3. No. Let's say, I don't know, 3. Let's put a 3, right? If name equals 50. Oh, but it needs to be 2 times. Print name is too long. Else, no. What was it? Like, I think elif, right? Else if name is smaller than 3. No, wait, 3. Print name's too short. Name is too short. Now else. No. Yeah, here else. Print name looks hey looks great. Here, no. And looks great. Yes, honey?
Sorry, I just want to let you know my student canceled, so you can do it.
Oh.
There's no.
Okay, honey. Thanks for letting me know. All right, I think it's working. No. No. Why? Something's wrong. Wait. What about now? Okay. What about now? What is the problem? Oh, right. Okay. This way, right? No. Okay. Name's too short. But something's wrong, that's the problem. Yeah, we need to use the length, len. Okay, I see. Wait, input, enter your name, and if len name. Please let this be the correct answer. Len name. Please enter your name. Alex, name looks great. Okay. Again, enter your name. AL. Enter. Name is too short. Again. Nope, sorry. Nope, no. What did I do? I'm sorry. Stop and run again. I don't know. A lot of stuff. More than 50 characters. Name is too long. Boom! Boom! I'm great. I did it. Amazing. Cool. I feel happy right now. I feel so happy right now.
Alright, let's define a variable called name and set it to, let's say, j. So we're assuming this is what the user types into an input field. Now we want to get the number of characters in this string. So we use the len function, right?
Right.
Len of name.
I know it. I
When
know
we
it.
print this, we get 1, right? You have seen this before. Now here we want to use an if statement. So if len of name is less than 3, then we want to print name must be at least 3 characters. Now here we need a second condition to check the upper limit.
Elif.
So L if
Right.
len of name is greater than 50,
Oh my
then
god. I'm really good at this.
different
I
message.
am good at
Name
this.
must be a maximum of 50
I'm proud of
characters.
myself, guys. I'm really proud
Okay.
of myself
And
for figuring this
otherwise,
out.
So else, if none of these conditions is true, that means the name looks good. So print
Name looks good.
looks good.
Amazing.
Let's run our program. So in this case, we get this message because our name is too short. If you go back here and type something really long, and then run our program, we're going to see a different message. Name must be a maximum of 50 characters. And finally, if we type a proper name here, like John Smith, and run our program, we get name looks good.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. Amazing.
Here's another good exercise that combines many of the materials you have learned so far. So earlier you built a program to convert someone's weight from pounds to kilograms.
Right.
Now we want to extend this program and allow the user to enter their weight in either kilograms or pounds, and then we'll convert it to the other unit. Here's how our program.
We're still on? Yeah,
So-
cool.
I enter my weight in pounds, so 160. Now it's telling me, is this in pounds or kilograms? So here I need to enter L for pounds or K for kilograms. And by the way, this program is not case sensitive, so whether I enter a capital L or a lowercase l, it takes it as pounds. Now it tells me you are 72 kilos. Let's run this program one more time. This time I'm going to enter my weight in kilos. So 72 is the weight and the unit is kilograms, so K. And it says you are 160 pounds. So go ahead and spend a few minutes on this exercise. You will see my solution next.
I didn't understand, but let's go back a little bit.
So 72 is the weight and the unit is kilograms, so K.
Okay. I'll try. I'm not sure if I understood this one, but I will try. All right. First, weight equals input. No, wait. Weight. Right? Okay. Now, type. Let's say type. Weight type, let's say. Weight type. equals input wait here L BS or KG. Okay. Now if no wait I see wait if wait did I do something wrong? Yes. Wait type wait type equals L no str L no L print wait divided by 2.4, right? I guess something like that. Right? Else print. Now I feel something's wrong, man. Wait times, where's that thing? Times 2.4. No, definitely something is wrong. Oh, it worked. What? 160, I guess. Okay. Okay, it needs to be. Sorry. Okay, wait. 160. L capital. Oh. Ooh. We have an error here. Yes, str here and boom. Yes. Right, str here and here. Please work. 160. L. No, again. Int, maybe? Int? Yes. Int. 160. L. Wow. I am genius. I am genius. But. Let's say 80 kilos and it's K. Boom. Boom. let's say, just to double check again, 70 kilos and K small. Okay, great, great. I'm so proud of myself. That's amazing.
And
I've done it.
says you are 160.
I've done it.
So
I've
go
done
ahead
it.
and spend a few minutes on this exercise. You will see my solution next.
Cool. This is so
Alright, first,
cool.
let's ask the user their weight. So we use the input function, weight, colon. We get the return value and store it in a variable called weight. Now the second question.
Okay, cool. That's
So one more
correct.
time we use the input function, L for pounds, LPS, or K for kilograms. So let's get that too and store it in a variable called unit.
Okay,
Now we need an if statement.
that is correct.
Unit equals L, then we need to convert this weight into kilograms. However, with this implementation, we are only allowing the user to enter a capital L. If they enter a lowercase l, this code is not going to work. So this is where we use the Operand method of string objects. So this unit is a string because, as I told you before, the input function always returns a string.
Okay,
We can use the dot operator to access all its methods or functions.
okay.
Here we call the upper method. This will convert whatever the user enters to uppercase, and then we'll compare it with a capital L.
But it worked
Now,
without that
if this condition
option.
is true, then we need to get the weight and multiply it by 0.45. However, as you know, this weight is a string object, and we cannot multiply a string by a floating point number.
That is
We talked
incorrect,
about
but
this earlier
it's
in
not
this
the
course.
point.
So first we need to convert this weight to a numerical value. So right here, when we call the input function, we can get the return value and pass it to the int function. So we call the int function and give it the return value of the input function. Now the int function will return an integer so we can store it in this weight variable. So here's the converted weight.
Oh, so
variable
instead of
called
putting int
converted.
here and then here, you can just put it
And
here.
print. Here we can use a
I
formatted
see.
string. So we prefix the string with F. You are, we add curly braces
I don't know what this F means, honestly. To be completely honest with you, I don't know what that means.
to dynamically insert the value of converted variable. And finally we add kilos. Otherwise, if the unit is kilogram, we need to divide the weight by 0.45. So once again, we type converted equals to weight divided by 0.45. And just to refresh your memory, this division operator returns a floating point number, but if we use double slashes, we'll get an integer. In this case, I want to get a floating point number. So finally, let's print a formatted string. You are, curly braces, converted pounds.
What if I wrote this? No, wait. You are, and then I close them, and then I add the plus, and here, you are, and here, please work. No, again. So what if I put the f function? Do you think it's gonna work? No. Okay, f, you are. You know what? That's a problem for another day. Let me just celebrate my victory for today.
Okay. Now let's run this program and see what happens. So weight is 160 in pounds, and that equals to 72 kilos. Perfect. If we run it one more time and enter 72 kilos, we get 160 pounds.
Cool. While loops, yeah.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use while loops in Python. We use while loops to execute a block of code multiple times. and they're often useful in building interactive programs and games. In a future tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build a simple game using a while loop. So let's get started with the basics. We write a while statement, and right after that, we type a condition followed by a colon.
Okay.
As long as this condition is true, the code that we write in this block will be repeatedly executed.
Okay.
Here's an example. We can define a variable like I, as in short for index, and set it to 1. Now, we set our condition to I less than or equal to 5. So as long as I
While
is less than or equal to 5,
I
we can print I on the
less
terminal.
than or equal
And then we need to increment
5.
I by 1. So we set I to I plus 1. The reason we do
Print
this is that if we don't do this,
I
I will be 1 forever. So we'll end up with an infinite loop because this condition will always be true. 1 is always less than 5. So in every iteration of this loop, we increment I by 1. So at some
Okay.
point, I is going to be 6, and then that is when this condition will be false, and then we'll jump out of this loop. Okay?
Okay.
Now, to demonstrate how everything works, after this loop, I'm going to add a print statement, say done. So note that these two lines
Print
are indented, so they're part of the while block.
done.
Okay? Now let's go ahead and run this program to see what happens. So, take a look. We get
Yeah.
the numbers 1 to 5.
1 to
followed
5
by
and
done.
done. That is
So
correct.
here's how this program gets executed. First, we set I to 1.
I
Now
equals
Python
1.
interpreter executes line 2. This condition is true because I is less than 5.
Yeah.
So I is printed on the
Printed
terminal
I.
and incremented
And
by
after
1.
printed I, it added
Then
1.
the
So
code
now
goes
it's
back
2.
to the
I
beginning
equals
of the
2.
while loop. So it doesn't
Right.
go to the next statement. So we come back here. Now we are in the second iteration. In the second iteration, I is 2. And because 2 is less than 5, our condition is still true. So
Right.
I will be printed on the terminal. And once again, it will be incremented by 1. So at some point, I is going to be 6. And that's when this condition will be false.
Yeah.
So our
Yeah,
loop
yeah, yeah.
will be terminated. And then this done message will be printed on the
Right.
terminal. So this is the basics of while loops. Now let's make this program a little bit more interesting.
Okay.
Here we can write an expression like this. We add a string, and in this string we add an asterisk. And then we multiply this string by I. So with this expression, we can repeat a string. When we multiply a string by a number, that string will be repeated. For example, if I is 2, this expression will produce a string with 2 asterisks. Okay, now let's run the program and see what we get. So we get this little triangle shape here.
Wait. I didn't get that. I did not get that.
Because in the first iteration, I is 1. So 1 times an asterisk produces 1 asterisk. In the second iteration, I is 2. So when we multiply 2 by 1 asterisk, we'll get 2 asterisks.
Oh. Oh, I see. What if I put it the M letter? Cool. What if I don't know. Cool. Wow. Didn't know.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use a while loop to build a guessing game like this.
Okay.
So we have this secret number, which is currently set to 9. Now the computer is asking me to make a guess. So let's say 1. It's not right because the secret number is 9. I can try again. 2. No, it's not right. Let's try again. So I only have 3 chances to make a guess. If
Okay.
I can't guess the number, the program tells me that I failed. Let's run the program one more time. This time I'm going to guess the number. So it's 9. There you go. It says you win. So let's go ahead and build this program using a while loop.
Okay. Wait. I'll try to build that because the other day with the other tutorial I did it, but I walked step by step. Let's see. Let the secret number be 5. Let's see. And then while I equals 5, print Oh no. What? What? We need if, right? We need to use if here, but I'm not sure what to do about that. And we need the input function. Just think about it for a minute. The secret number is 5. We got that. Okay. Now, print. No. Print. Guess. No. Guess. And then, oh, we need to put a counter, right? Counter equals to 1. So here, wait, counter equals, no, counter equals 1. Counters equals 1 counter plus 1 until counter equals 3. Stop. Right? Wait, if so we need to count how many times did they do it. The first time is the first time. Is number 1, sorry. And then if it's the wrong guess, we're gonna add 1 to the counter. So it's the second try. And this is gonna turn to 2. And then they're gonna try again, and this is gonna turn to 3. And then they're gonna lose. So if oof. No, something is wrong. I'm missing something. I don't know how to tell the computer that the number is 5. If they guess it, then send this message, else send that message. So if I equals 5, print you win. No, wait, else print you lost. Right? No, something is not wrong. Something is not correct. Sorry. Double equal here. Okay. This is error number 1. Okay, 7. Input. Wait, input. Input. Hello. should I do? What should I do? Oh, so I think it needs to be here. Yeah, so print. No. Guess equals guess. So here print guess. No? Come on. Okay. Print. No. What did I do? Here, just print input guess. Right? Come on. Guess. 1. What? Oh, all right. No. What about now? Guess 1. Dude, why? Just why? Okay, A equals input guess, delete this, print A. Here 1. I don't know. I'm sorry. I really don't know.
Defining a variable to store our secret number. So we call that secret underline number and set it to 9. Now we need a while loop to repeatedly ask a user to make a guess.
Number.
So while condition colon. What is our condition here? Well, we want to give our user a maximum of 3 guesses. So similar to the last tutorial, we can define a variable like I, set it to 0, and assume this represents the number of guesses the user has made. And then we can write our condition as I less than 3. Note that here I'm not using less than or equal to operator, because with this condition our loop will be executed 4 times while I is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So here we should use the less than operator. Now if we give this code to someone else, it's not quite clear what does I represent here. It's only in our head that I represents the number of guesses the user has made. So as a best practice, always use meaningful and descriptive names for your variables. So it's better to rename this variable to guess count. Let me show you how to rename. So right click on I variable and then go to refactor and rename. Look at the shortcut. On a Mac computer, that's Shift and F6.
Wait. Can we do that? Can you go a little bit?
To guess count. Let me show you how to rename. So right click on I variable and then go to refactor and rename. Look at the shortcut.
I don't have the refactor thing. What? Where is it? Oh, here. Rename. Sorry, let me see the shortcut again. Shift F6. Shift and F6. Okay. Oh, it's not working.
On a Mac computer, that's Shift and F6. Now in this dialog box, we can easily rename a variable, and PyCharm will update all the references to that variable. So we don't have to manually update each instance.
Oh,
okay?
I see.
Let's change this to guess underline count. Enter. There you go. Now that is better. Also, it's better to store 3 in a separate variable to make our code more readable, because it's not quite clear what does 3 represent here. So let's define a variable called guess limit and set it to 3, and then we can change 3 to guess underline limit. Now our code is more readable. While guess count is less than guess limit, see, it reads like a story. This is how you should write code. Alright, so while this condition is true, we want to ask the user to make a guess. So here we use our input function, guess. Now whatever the user enters comes out as a string, so we need to convert it to an integer. So right here, we pass the result to the int function, and then get it and store it in a separate variable called guess. So at this point, the user made a guess. Now we need to increment guess count. So guess count, we set it to plus equal 1. Okay. Now we need to check to see if the user made the right guess. So here we need an if statement. If what the user guessed equals our secret number.
Wait. Plus equal? What does that mean? What does that mean? Plus equal 1. Yeah, if guess equals secret number. Okay.
Again, see, our code is so readable. It's like a story. You can read it like plain English. So if this condition is true, you want to tell the user they won. So print you won. Now let's go ahead and run our program up to this point. So, okay, it's asking me to make a guess. I'm going to make the wrong guess, so 1. It asks me again.
2,
Beautiful.
3.
2. One more time. 3. Okay, what is missing in this implementation is the message that tells me that I failed. We're going to take care of it momentarily. But let's run the program one more time and make the right guess. So, 9. Okay, it says you won. But it's still asking me to make a guess, because our while loop is going to get executed 3 times. Look, 1 and 2. So we need to change our program such that if the user makes the right guess, we need to terminate our while loop. We need to jump out of it. How do we do that? So over here, if the user makes the right guess, after we print this message, we can use the break statement to terminate a loop. When Python interpreter sees this, it's going to immediately terminate our loop. It's not going to evaluate this condition again. Now let's run our program and see what happens. So I'm going to guess the right number. You won, and look, we were not asked to make 2 more guesses. Beautiful. Now the last thing that we need to add here is the message that tells the user that they failed if they couldn't guess the right number. How do we do that? Well, in Python, our while loops can optionally have an else part, similar to the if statements. So earlier you learned that our if statements can optionally have an else part, like here. So if this condition is true, do this, otherwise do something else, right? In this case, our if statement doesn't have an else part. Now, similar to the if statements, our while loops, our while statements can also have an else part. So right at this level, we can add an else block, else colon.
I see.
And the code that we write here will get executed if this while loop completes successfully without an immediate break. In other words, if the user guesses the right number, we break this loop, we jump out of it. So the code that we write in the else block will not get executed. But if the user cannot guess this number,
you also need to stop after 3 times.
So this loop will be executed to completion until this condition becomes false. In that case, the code that we write in the else block will get executed. And this is the perfect opportunity for us to tell the user, hey, You made 3 guesses, but none of them were right. So, print, sorry, you failed. Now let's test our program one more time. So, guess 1, 2, 3. Sorry, you failed. Let's run it one more time. This time I'm gonna make a wrong guess and then the right guess. We won, and our loop terminated immediately.
Okay, that was a little bit intense, complicated. Let's call it for today, guys. And maybe we can continue tomorrow. How much did we spend in here? Like 1.5 hours. That's good. I think that's good. I can see myself improving a little bit, which is amazing. It feels great. And by your help, I can improve for more. So please write in the comments below what might help me. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and thank you so much for watching. See you.